sign. And when we were originally supposed to launch on Tuesday, I made the website active without promoting it, without even announcing it or anything. And strangely enough, after I spoke with Sam, someone placed an order that day, and I was like, "How did
I heard.
So
people have just been dying and texting.
Yeah.
I'm like, I told you guys, you text me one more time, you're not getting anything.
Well, today's the day.
Today is the day, yeah.
Okay, everyone, we're a little bit early. We're going to wait for everybody to get in, and then we'll start this live. It was pretty spontaneous. We decided to do this within the last 24 hours, but we see we got a good group of people jumping on already. As you know, my name is Michael Franzese. Most of you people know who I am, and this is my very dear friend and partner, Bowden Him. And we got something very special to announce all of you, but let's give it a few minutes. Hope everybody's doing well. I don't know where you are in the country or in the world, I should say, but we're out here in Southern California. We finally got a day with no rain. The sun has been shining, so we're in pretty good shape right now. Let me see. We got a lot of questions. I'm going to do a Q&A at the end. Not a Q&A, but we're going to answer some questions, and hopefully I get to as many of them as I can. You know, this thing moves so quickly. I try to follow it, but we'll do the best that we can. That's for sure.
Yeah, the comments are flowing in like a river here, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you guys.
And you see my Yankees in the background. Maybe I should shut that off for all you Yankee haters. I don't want anybody to get mad. And yes, Bowden and I are enjoying. We're not selling. We're enjoying a glass of Franzese wine. This is our Is this the Malbec, babe? Yeah. It's our Malbec, and I've been drinking a lot of it lately. It's very good.
Cheers, Mike.
Cheers. Salute, as we say. What time is it? Okay, 5 o'clock. I think we'll get started here right on the button. And let me tell you why this is happening. Because many of you have seen the tapestry that's in the back in my studio office, and you see it whenever I do a YouTube. You can go on right now on my YouTube channel. You're on it now, but you can see the tapestry in the back. And once that was up there, everybody was asking me, Michael, what is that thing? Who are those people? We'd love to get one. Can we get one? And we originally had no intention of making this available to the public. I'll tell you how this all started. This man here is an incredible tattoo artist. You see my tattoos, and I've got a bunch of them, but Bowden is an incredible artist, and he's also a tattoo artist. He's also an incredible artist. So he had made this canvas up of, they were what? All the actors, right?
Yeah, all of the famous Italian actors, from De Niro, Liotta, Chaz Palminteri, all the top-notch guys.
Yeah, he made a beautiful oil painting, a canvas of that, and I saw it, and I said, wow, this is terrific. I actually gave one to Chaz. He was thrilled to have it. And then he came to me, and he said, I'd like to do something very special in the mob genre. And we talked about it in a little bit, and I said, maybe you do, I would say the most recognizable, the most prominent mob guys from the days starting with Al Capone right up to the current time. And he thought that was a great idea. And I said, I can give you the names of all of them. We did that. Bowden knew some of them, and I filled in the rest. And that was what, Bowden, maybe a year ago?
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah, 2022.
December 2022.
And then he ran with it at that point and created this magnificent canvas. We're going to show it to you in a minute. You've seen the tapestry, many of you, some of you haven't, but the canvas is just spectacular. So many people have been asking me about it, people wanting to buy it, people asking me to send them one. How can I get it? I've been getting this on YouTube. I've been getting this on Rumble, and just been overwhelmed with it. So I talked to Bowden about it, and I said, Bowden, I wonder if we should make this available, maybe even on a limited basis, and see how it goes, see if people really want it. So that's what we're doing here today. We're going to give you kind of an offer you can't refuse. We've been talking about this now for the past couple of months, putting it all together. And today we're going to make it available, again, on a limited basis. And we're going to see if there is enough of a demand for it. We think there will be. Then we have even a surprise beyond that. There are other products that we can't create, or Bowden can't create, I should say. He's the artist. he's the, the talent behind this. I just give information. But we'll see how it goes. So we're going to answer some questions, but Bowden, you want to add to that? We do have some terrific video, and I'm going to actually do a YouTube video on this, on how Bowden created this, the process that he went through to create this. And it's really, really amazing. And another thing that I'm going to do, we have, there's 52 people on here, and I have to say this, I didn't include myself, but Bowden was kind enough to put me on this list also. He put me and my dad. My dad, I think, belongs on here for sure. But what could I say? I couldn't turn it down when he showed it to me, and I was on there, so I appreciate it very much. But I would say that you have, the most prominent guys in my former life in Cosa Nostra, okay, from the days of Al Capone, okay, right through John Gotti and all the people in between. All the 5 families in New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and Chicago. They're all up here. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be taking 1 or 2 at a time. And in every video that I do, I'm going to be doing something about 1 or 2 of these people until we get through the whole 51 of them, my father included. Me, you heard enough about. I don't have to talk about that. But I'm going to be talking about something that maybe you don't know about these people, something a little bit special. And so that's it. So and we got we have a website. If you're interested in this, we can actually go to it right now as you're watching this, and we can put it up for you to see.
Yeah, so you can go directly to www.goldeneracollections.com. It is currently active as of today, and we do have 4 options to choose from for the canvases. So you can browse the website and check it out for now. And to add on to Michael's little backstory with this, for some of you, you may be familiar with my first Cosa Nostra painting, which he mentioned earlier, with Ray Liotta, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and all those guys. And I did that back in 2016. And my original idea was to do a painting full of non-fictional characters, which, is the one that we're talking about right now with Al Capone, Luciano, and all those guys. But as I was doing my research, I didn't have enough knowledge in the vast amount of Cosa Nostra made men out there. So as I was getting into this rabbit hole, I just couldn't figure out who was more important, and there were hundreds of them. And I just said, you know what, I'm just going to chuck this, put this on the back burner, and just go with the Hollywood version instead. Well, fast forward a few years later, Ray Liotta passes away. I repost the painting and I tagged Michael in it. And I didn't expect him to respond to me or anything, and within a few hours, he responded back to me. He admired the painting, and he asked if it was for sale. And I told him, look, I would love to meet you one day. I'll give you a copy of this, and hopefully we can talk about a project that I have in mind. So I pitched him the idea when I met him, and I said, hey, Mr. Michael, this is the original plan. I wanted to do real life Cosa Nostra made men. And he says, well, you know what? If you ever plan on bringing that project back to life, consult with me. I will give you a list of all the prominent guys that were in my life, and we would, we'll go from there. And I said, say no more. He lit that fire under my butt again, man. And I, got on it right away. December 2022. I completed it 10 months later, October 2023, 400 hours later. And, now we're here. So had I not met Michael, this would have never came into existence. So it's a very special piece.
Well, I appreciate that. And really, I could provide the names and the information, but the artwork is really, it's amazing. It's one of a kind. This man is extremely talented, I can tell you that. And he just duplicated these figures. And then he put his own, thought into this. And the way he's got them portrayed on the painting is just unbelievable. You're going to see it in a minute. Like I said, some of you have seen the tapestry. You can't see the whole tapestry because it's huge, and you only see part of it when you're watching my YouTube channel. But we're going to hold it up for you in a minute. Along with that, again, because this is unique, one of a kind, you're never going to see anything like this again. I guarantee it. There is a certificate of authenticity that goes with it that names all the 51 guys aside from myself that are on this. And this is authentic. It's going to be numbered. And when you have it, it's yours. And there's not going to be a lot of them out there because it's a lot of work behind this. And the duplicate, it looks as good as the original. It's really terrific. It really is. So again, this is kind of an experiment. We want to see if the demand is what we're thinking it is, because like I said, so many people have inquired and asked. As a matter of fact, I mentioned something about it the other day, and we got orders. We got people coming in asking us for it right away. So we'll see what happens. And like I said, if this works and people really do want something like this, listen, it's a conversation piece, whether it be in your house or be in your office or being anywhere. I know the guys are going to like it. There's no question about it. You know, every one of these men have a pretty amazing story, whether you call them notorious or infamous or whatever. They all have a story. And as you know, I've had a successful YouTube channel because most of you want to hear those stories. And there's only two people alive on this canvas. One of them is myself. The other one is Sammy Gravano. So all the others have passed on right now, and only two people alive. So, you know, I doubt if you're ever going to see anything like this again. Like I said, it really is one of a kind piece. So go on and look at it right now. What we're offering, it's called Golden Era Collections. Golden Era Collections, no spaces, no dots in between. Golden Era Collections with an S at the end.com. You can see right now what the offer is. And let me show you something. We got something very special. If anybody were to purchase one right now, and let me show you this, I'm going to get up and show it to you.
And while Michael is doing that, we at the moment we are only offering the canvases, the replicas, and these canvases are a replica of the original, which is measured at 40 inch by 30 inch. And I got to tell you, everything looks strikingly identical to the original. So you have to see this in real life in order to appreciate this. And later on, we will make other things available, and we'll show you those accessories and merchandise later on.
Okay, so you're going to see this as best as you could right now.
Get out.
This is it. Am I holding it good?
Yeah.
Okay. And like I said, it's so intricately done well. You're going to recognize, those of you who are into the mob genre, you're going to recognize everybody's face on here. And again, you have a certificate of authenticity with everyone listed on this. Oh, excuse me. And if anybody wants to go on and be the first one to purchase this, I'm going to sign it right in front of you right now. We have the website open, so we'll see if it's somebody right now. We've made it easy for you to buy this. Borden has set this up where you can buy it, you can pay cash, you can finance it, whatever you want to do, okay, you can have it. So this is it. Like I said, this is all his design, all his thought process. It's just amazing. I was blown away when I saw it. I said, you know, Borden, I didn't expect anything like this. I didn't know what to expect, but this was just really an amazing creation, people. You're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it. And like I said, I'll be filling in. I'll be talking about everybody on here. I'm going to give a little 10-minute story in all the videos that I do from this day forward. So this is it. So if there's anybody that's going to purchase it, I'm going to sign it right here in front of you. Here I am down here. Me and my dad are down there. But you got everybody on there that's anybody in this life that means anything. They're all here. So going to keep it right here. And like Bowden said, if this is the demand is what we feel it might be, he's got a lot of other products with these people on there, and I think something you're really going to enjoy and cherish. So let me get to some of the questions. Let me see what we got rolling on here. Love to have one on my wall, Ricardo. Absolutely, you're going to love this, Ricardo. I mean it. People are coming over. You're going to have things to talk about. It's great. When I have it in my office, everybody that comes in to sit down, you know, we have a 15, 20-minute conversation. They're asking me about this person, that person, and I got to go into all the stories. I don't mind doing that, but it's really great. Hello, all you mafia aficionados out there. There's many of them, trust me, that love this genre. Grab yourself some Franzese wine. Well, I appreciate that. A lot of people are doing that. They're really enjoying it. Does it come framed? Bowden, answer that.
I will. As soon as I announce the first person to purchase. Look, we barely announced this a few minutes ago. We have Brian Bergonio. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. From Anaheim.
Oh.
He purchased a signed, framed canvas. Brian Bergonio, thank you very much.
Brian, you
appreciate
got it. And I'm going to be signing that right in front of you. If you want, I'll sign it too, Brian. If you want, I'll just put my signature on it. I'll personalize it to you if you want. And if you can let us know somehow, can he do an email on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know right now in an email if you want me to personalize it or just put my signature on it. I'll do it any way you want it. But thank you very much. You're the first sale. You're in Anaheim. You're almost a neighbor of mine. I'm in Newport Beach. So thank you very much, Brian.
And we'll give an honorable shout out to Barry Little and Mark Grubb that just came in a couple minutes ago.
Well, Mark
So-
Grubb is he's a good friend of mine. I love Mark. So Mark, thank you very
Nice.
much. You're
Thank
one
you
of
guys.
the
We appreciate it.
yeah, one of the top 3 that's bought one. And who's the other fella?
We have Barry Little.
Barry Little. Thank you,
Barry
Barry.
Little.
Thank you, Barry. And gosh, if we had another one, I feel like I want to sign it for him.
Yeah.
But we only have one here right
We
now.
weren't expecting this.
Yes, we didn't.
But
Okay,
touching
where do
on the options that we have here, we do have 4 options. We have the canvas alone, we have the canvas framed, we have a canvas alone signed by Michael, and a canvas frame signed by Michael. So you have 4 options to choose from.
right? And I will be signing them, okay, personally. And we don't ever use a stamp. Everything I've ever signed has always been my signature on it. Every book and everything that I've signed, every bottle of wine, everything, it's my signature. Okay, so a little pressure. I also paid, please personalize. Well, let me ask you this. For anybody, I don't want to diminish anything. Brian, if you don't get mad, anybody that buys right now, can I personalize it for them?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Anybody that buys, during the course of this YouTube live, I'll personalize it for you. Okay. That's for sure. Because we really appreciate it. So little pressure washing. Okay. He asked, can I personalize it? I will do that. So anybody that buys during this live, we're going to personalize. Some of you folks think this is a game. Far from it. Mikey caused some serious. Okay. We're going to overlook that. Wow, that looks amazing. But we always like, a little controversy is nice. This is where you're sorry for being born. A poor Irish girl. Just kidding. Amazing art. Well, thank you very much
Someone
for
was
that.
asking where we can get it. So I'm just going to leave this at the bottom right
Yeah.
here. Let me just fold it down.
Again, it's Golden Era, ERA collections.com. But we'll leave it. If you can see that, we'll keep it up.
Golden Era Collections. Yeah. There we go.
And I want to tell anybody that's in the UK, those of you that were there know that my trip had been postponed because I had an issue renewing my passport. That's been resolved. I'll be there on May 12th. We're going to be doing 12 shows, and we have, I believe, 12 canvases over there. We're going to be bringing them to each show, and we're going to make one available. We have a special way that we're going to make it available. So we do have them there already there in the United Kingdom. So if you're listening from the UK, yes, you can purchase one. We'll have them available there. We've worked all of that out because my audience is global, and I think people from around the world are going to be wanting this. All right. Respect to you, Michael. You're what we all want to look like at that age. Well, thank you very much. I've been blessed with some good genes, I think. I'm seeing you in Manchester in May. Looking forward to it. Yes, I'm looking forward to it too. And we will have one of these canvases there for you. Well, we're going to have it there. Let's put it that way. Hopefully you're the lucky one that gets it.
Shout out to Scott Killaway. Another order just came in from Scott Killaway. Thank you very much.
Scott, thank you very much. I'll be signing that for you also. How fast is the delivery on this normally?
Depends. In the U.S., you can get it within 2 weeks.
Okay.
For overseas, we also have print labs and fulfillment centers in the U.K., Australia, and Canada. So depending on where you live, it'll get to you pretty quickly.
Love meeting you in Pittsburgh last week. One convict to another, saved by the blood of Jesus. Absolutely. I had a great time in Pittsburgh. You people were all wonderful there. And it was really a pleasure just being there, sharing with you and just getting to know many of you. I love that city. And thank you very much for that. You sell clothing, mugs, be safe. God, yeah, we will be.
Yes.
Again, it looks like there's going to be quite a demand for this. So we will be selling clothing. We will be selling mugs. There's the mug. The mug is amazing. Bowden had already made these and brought them to my house, and I was blown away. I'm fortunate. I have a cup. I have clothing. I have everything. We don't want to show you everything at once. We wanted to make sure that, people really wanted this. Okay, let me, Ryan Brown, Michael, I hope all is well. I loved your videos with David Berkowitz. Thank you very much. I enjoyed sitting with him. And Michael Caparelli, a good friend, a friend of mine also, a friend of yours also from church, actually knows Michael Caparelli and gave me a copy of Monster Mare. Well, thank you very much for that. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that interview. And I thought David, I thought he was very sincere. You know, I really mean that. Okay, I hope Michael went to Primanti Brothers while he was in Pittsburgh. No, I didn't. I didn't have enough time, but I know the place, and next time around, I hope.
Hey, Michael, is Sammy on that portrait?
Yes, Sammy is on the portrait. Absolutely. How can I not include Sammy? He's one of the most notable guys in the last 20 years. And, you know, regardless, Sammy is my friend, and that's the way it is. Okay. Thank you, Bowden and Mr. Franzese. I hope to be the first to purchase this amazing masterpiece. Brian, you were.
Brian, yep.
Thank you very, very much for that, Brian.
Brian Bergonio. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Shout out to Joseph Reidinger. Another order just came in from Joseph Reidinger. Thank you, sir.
Joseph, appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. Michael, what do you think about the Toronto mob scene? You know, listen. You know, the life is in trouble everywhere within this country, even in Canada. So, you know, it's not what it was before, people. I can tell you that. And I guess that's a good thing. It all depends on what side of the fence you're on, but I guess it's a good thing. Although I will tell you this, if we were today what we were back in my day, we wouldn't have all this crime in the streets in our neighborhoods. That's for sure. Wouldn't allow it, wouldn't accept it. There'd be different law and order. Trust me on that. Would be interested in trying some Franzese cigars. Well, I don't have Franzese cigars, but if we ever do, I'll make sure that you get to try some. The painting should be labeled Goodfellas. You know, Goodfellas has been done and overused, and we like to be original. Was watching Donnie Brasco, and that 15 minutes ago, I watched a review. I'm a big fan from, where's that from? I can see the flag. Sorry, my eyesight is not that great. You have my respect. Thank you very much. Really, thank you. Who else is going to?
Hey, I like what Chipper 92 is saying. Michael, you need to get your next tat live on air.
My next what?
Your next tattoo live on air. That doesn't sound like a bad idea at all.
We'll do that. He's gave me one. I'm not going to show you right here. It's a terrific one, really. It's one that I'll tell you what happened. I had it done in prison. Let me tell you a quick story. I lent some money to some guy when I was in prison. When you lend money in prison, you don't expect to get it back. I did the guy a favor. He was a tattoo artist in prison. He claimed he was. So he kept coming to me, Michael, I don't have the money. I said, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's a gift from me. No problem. He said, well, I want to do something for you. I said, there's nothing you can do for me in here. He says, let me give you a tattoo. I said, I don't have tattoos. I'm not into that. This was back, you know, in the 80s. So he bugged me so much. I said, okay, give me a tattoo of a heart with my wife's name on it. I love the woman, right? So he gives me this tattoo in prison. You're not allowed to do that. I had to, you know, sneak. Otherwise you get thrown in a hole. And it wasn't a good tattoo. Trust me. So I went to Bowden and I said, Bowden, what can you do with this? And he fixed it up and he made it beautiful. So my wife loves me again for having a great tattoo. But yeah, maybe we'll do something like that on camera.
Yeah, for all your cover-up needs, come see me. I'll take care of you.
Absolutely. The Art of Him. And where's your studio now located?
It's in Long Beach.
In Long Beach, California.
Yeah. Someone was asking if Frank Ballesteri was in the portrait. Yes.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He was a prominent guy. Absolutely. Michael, great to see you on live. Man, what a life you've had. Yes, thank you. Are you doing the trip to Cuba? No, we're not. We called that off, and there was some internal unrest going on there, and I didn't want to take a chance bringing people down there. I just didn't feel comfortable with it, and that's the last thing we need, to go down there and have any kind of unrest or any kind of a problem. I just didn't think it was worth the risk, quite honestly, so I canceled it.
Some people are asking for the website. Here it is again, goldeneracollections.com. And yes, we do deliver to the UK. We have a print lab out there that will get it out there within a couple weeks. Golden Era Collections. There you go.
Okay, how many have we sold so far?
Let's see here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 sales so far, and
We've got
And
five so far.
folks, so this is an exclusive item, right? And it doesn't come cheap by any standards. Now, the good thing about this is that you can make payments on this. We do have buy now, pay later options through Affirm, through Afterpay, through Shop Pay, through PayPal, where you can pay in 4 bi-weekly installments as well too. So there you go. You have that.
Yeah, we set it up that way. For those of you that really wanted, we wanted to make it as easy as possible for you. So you have different payment options on it. That's really up to you, whatever your personal situation is. But we made it as easy as we possibly can for you to own one of these. And I guarantee you, when your friends, when you get it into your house or your office and your friends see it, they're going to want it. There's no question about it. Everybody that I've brought to my house wants it. I said, you can't have it yet. They're not for sale. We don't know if we're going to be doing that. And maybe from this point on, now they're going to be able to get it. Even Chaz Palminteri wanted it. And I said, Chaz, you got to wait. Got to wait and see what's happening. So I guarantee this is going to be a great conversation piece. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Ever meet anyone in Chicago outfit? Of course. I was in Chicago, spent some time there. Good crew. What does that say? Boss, got to see you. Thank you very much. Everything is good. Was it hard to sleep in the life? How did you manage sleep? Well, no, it wasn't hard to sleep. I mean, I had a pretty clear head. Fortunately, I didn't require a lot of sleep. And I was busy all the time. So if I got 3 hours, 4 hours a night, I was good. I just found your channel and appreciate your journey and respect your audience. God bless. Thank you very much. Michael Amafia questioned it too. Did you know Big Sal Michotto? I did know Big Sal. If so, what was he like? Who was made alongside you? If you prefer not to answer, I understand. What became of them? Well, Sal Michotto wasn't made with me. Sal, as you know, got himself in trouble, went into the witness protection program. He cooperated with the government, and then he got thrown out of the program. And quite honestly, he said some things about me that were totally false, never went anywhere. The government disposed of him as far as him being a witness, and they threw him out of the program. The guys that were with me that night, they're all gone, every one of them. So sadly.
Robert Sullivan says you should sell a limited amount of Franzese wine bottles with a picture on it. Should we show him the one of one?
Yeah.
The exclusive one of one.
Can we show him?
We've experimented.
Let me show you something.
Glad you brought that up, Robert.
Robert's a good guy, by the way. I know Robert.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
All right, let me show you this gem now. Again, just to show you how creative and what can come out of this. This is an entire collection. Now, this is Franzese wine. This is all Malbec. Okay, but look at the labels. Look at that. What? Am I in the right spot? Look at the labels. Okay, that's the canvas on the label of Franzese wine bottle. It's amazing. And look at this. I mean, this was a total surprise to me. He put this whole package together. It's a gift box. We haven't sold it. This is the only one of its kind at this point in time. But, this is just a glimpse as to what can come of this.
Yeah, so we are doing a lot of concept developments as well, too. So, the possibilities are endless.
And yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I have a hoodie that he's made for me. I've got a T-shirt. We've got some great cups that he's put together. And again, it's all a concept, and we're going to see how people gravitate to this. So far, I think this is pretty good. People are interested. Any more? If anyone else, we're going to stay on here maybe another 15 minutes. So while you're on here, you get a signed one if you want it. Again, goldeneracollections.com. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I'm not here to, it's almost, I feel like we're auctioneers or something, but we're not. But I'm really very, very proud and, just thankful that I met Bowden. I'm very proud to be able to offer a piece like this because, like I said, it's one of a kind, extremely unique, very, very high quality. And you're not going to see anything like this again. That much I can tell you. Were you able to make it to Rosie's or Yale's Pizza one in Lorraine? No, I did not. Didn't make it to either one of those places. It's kind of tough when I'm there I'm there to do my events and, to meet and greet with people. And I'm normally in and out of a city. I don't spend a lot of time there. And when I go for leisure is when I go and take in some of the sites and the restaurants, but it's all good.
Someone asked if will you interview Andrew Tate?
Well, somebody asked, will I interview Andrew Tate? I'm sure everybody on here knows Andrew Tate. As it happens, my friends, I'm going to be with Andrew in Romania on the 10th of May. We are sitting down together. It's going to be very interesting. Andrew and I have been communicating quite a bit over the past 2 years, throughout his troubles. As you know, he's still got his legal issues that he's dealing with. But yes, I am going to be sitting down with both Andrew and Tristan as long as nothing happens in the interim. That's the plan at this point. I'm looking forward to that. And yes, it will be a video both on YouTube and probably on Rumble also. So watch for that, and we'll announce it when it's coming out. And I'm sure he's going to enjoy it. As a matter of fact, I might give him one of these canvases. I know he'll enjoy that. So we're thinking about bringing one to him. Okay, I like to know how much they are. Okay, why don't you go on the website right now, Golden Era Collections, and you can see it. You can get the pricing. You can see the different options on how you can pay it, how you can make payment on it. We made it very easy for all of you there. I know times were a little bit difficult, so we wanted to be mindful of that. If somebody really wanted this, we didn't want him to be restricted by having to come up with, the full price at this point in time. So go and see, and if that works for you financially, terrific. Cool greetings from Romania. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to that. Andrew told me that Romania is a lot like Italy. He said, Michael, if you can spend an extra day or two here, I think you'll really enjoy it. I may try to do that. I have to get back to the UK because our tour is starting, but we'll see what we can do. I can't wait to get the painting and put it in my office behind my chair. You're going to love it. Little pressure washing. I'm not sure what your name is, but that's your handle right there. And I know you're going to love it. People are going to come into your office and say, wow, what was that? I'm going to educate you on some facts about each and every person in that canvas, and you're going to be able to talk about it. I met Alex Jones once. Yeah, very colorful guy. I haven't met him, but I know a lot about him. Did you run into Larry Sinchak back in the day? I don't think so. He was with Russ Buffalino. No, never met him. Doesn't sound familiar. Beautiful painting. It's beautiful, and it's unique, and it's one of a kind. Armand DeSanti should be on it as Gotti's best movie ever in 1996.
Should we talk about?
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's see who brought that. Justin Strasburger. Armand DeSantis should be on it as Gotti, best movie ever. So if some of you are familiar with my first Cosa Nostra painting, I have all of the famous Italian actors on there. And Michael and I were just discussing the other week that, you know what? I think I want to revamp this painting, make it a Cosa Nostra 2.0 or something, and add another character onto there, which is Armand Asante. And, just the way that he portrayed Gotti in that movie was
Brilliant.
Magnificent. And, it was just very compelling, him along with Anthony Quinn, who played
Brilliant.
Della Croce, and so be on the lookout for that. That's going to be on my next assignment. So that's going to be another exciting piece that will feature on Golden Era Collections pretty soon.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. And when I gave it to Chaz, who's on there, from Bronxdale, he just flipped out. He loved it. He was very thankful for it. So, yeah, that's something I think we'll be offering in the future. Armand definitely belongs on there. Good guy, good friend of mine. And I always have said this, the 1996 Gotti movie was just brilliantly portrayed, brilliantly written. Everything about it was just terrific. The cast, the director, everything. It was a wonderful movie. I have to run. Keep up the great work. Okay, my friend. Thank you very much. That's Pirate Greg. Thank you very much. Hello, Michael. Is it true that it was the Chin Gigante who shot Frank Costello in the failed assassination attempt? Yes, it's true. That was Chin that did that. And, fortunately, he wasn't at his best that day. Fortunately for Frank Costello, because even though it hit Frank in the head, it just grazed him. And he survived. I don't even think he was in the hospital a day. So, hey, listen, when it's not your time, it's not your time. Frank proved that. How did you keep yourself always looking so young, Michael? Well, again, we have good genes. My dad lived to 103, and I have good people around me. My wife, my daughters, they're all into fitness and health, and they try to keep me on track with my diet. I try to exercise a little bit. and then hopefully got some good genes, and that's the secret, you know.
And this might help a little bit, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, wine is good. You know, I've been drinking wine since I'm 10 years old. My grandfather used to make it in the basement. You know, we used to have it at dinner all the time. It was great. So what else? Make one of the Biden administration. Oh my gosh, please. Nobody would buy that. That's for sure. You'd buy it to throw it on the ground and stamp on it. Are the sweaters available now?
Apparels will be available in a couple of weeks. Right now, we're just kicking off with the canvas, but we have everything set up already to be available to you soon.
Yeah.
So one thing at a time, and eventually we'll get all that good stuff out to you.
Yeah, we want to, just see what the demand for it is. Again, this was prompted by all of the requests that I was getting to have it made available. I mean, originally that was not Bowden's intent.
Mhm.
He just made it. He did it. He loves his work. He creates unique items like that. And he gifted me with it. And then, I put the tapestry behind me, and boom, everything started coming in. So, we're going to be, displaying it more. I'll be talking about this now on my YouTube channel. I know people are going to be wanting to, to know how to get it. So we're going to put that. I'll put it in my store. For those of you that go on and buy my books and wine and everything, we'll have it in the store. Okay, here's Ryan Brown again. Michael, while I have you here, my cousin Christian is 17, always has been a good kid. He recently moved to New York, has fallen in with a bad crowd, stealing cars and running the streets. Any advice? These young kids today, you almost have to grab them around the neck. And I know that's, and sit them down, I told my boys, I said, listen, if I find out that you guys get in trouble in any way, I'll take you and chain you down to the basement if I have to, until you get some sense in you. Because the advice is, look, I tell them all the time, you are who you hang out with. If they're hanging with the wrong crowd, they're going to be doing what he's doing here, Ryan. It's very unfortunate. There's no, immediate fix to something like this, but, he needs good advice. He needs a mentor. Maybe he needs to get himself in a little trouble that doesn't hurt him too much before he realizes this is the wrong way to go. If I had more time, I would sit down and I'd just give him all the advantage of my wisdom or my experience to try to talk him out of whatever he's doing. Michael's in the gas business, Franzese. I wish, back in the day. Got to get a quick rundown of stores that stock your wine. It's if you're in Chicago area, Mariano's, we have them in 97 Mariano's. We have them in Safe Mart out here in California. It'll be 200 stores, that starts in May, next month. It'll be in Ralph's supermarkets. They're actually in some Ralph's now in Southern California. They're coming into all the Ralph stores in Southern California. They're in stores and markets in Louisiana. I'm not sure exactly which. We're going to be in Raley's up north in California. We just opened up New Jersey. So they're going to be in markets in Jersey. I don't have the names. Might be in Albertsons pretty quick. That's another big chain nationwide. So we're in, we're actually not slowly. We're pretty rapidly moving across the country. We'll be in 12 states by the end of this year, and we're probably going to sell upwards of 1 million bottles. That's what it looks like right now. So things are moving well. And, I keep you up to date. As when there's information to give you, I'll keep you up to date. And by the way, any one of you that want to become an associate of Franzese Wine, and there are perks involved in that, we're doing a webinar, my partner Sam and I, this Monday, the 29th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And anybody that wants to be involved, I'll be talking about it. I'll put up, you have to register for this because the space is limited to get into it. But we have one last one that we're doing. If you want to be an associate, we have about 250 associates blanketing the country right now that are promoting our wine and getting a good advantage for promoting our wine. So if you're interested, you can message me, DM me, and we'll tell you how to get involved. Do you know Tony Federici? Tough Tony, I love the guy. Yeah, he's a good guy, had his restaurant, used to go there quite often. Do you know Tough Tony? Do you know how? Oh, you asked me 3 times. Yeah, I knew Tough Tony well. We were good friends, very good friends. And he had a restaurant, what was it called? Parkside, I think it was. And I used to eat there quite a bit. Good guy. He was one of the good ones. Does the Cosa Nostra mean the God? No, Cosa Nostra means this thing of ours. Cosa Nostra, this thing of ours.
Gap Girl asks, Bowden, where can we see more of your art? You can find most of my art on Instagram at the art of him _ between each word.
Do I like opera music? No, I don't. I could never get into opera.
Someone was suggesting that we add Sinatra. So here's the thing. The concept behind Golden Era collections, it takes place between the early 1900s up until the 60s or 70s. Would
Yeah.
you say
Yeah.
for the Golden Era? And so
Right, through the
we don't
mid-80s.
want to cover just mob related content. So what we aim to do is create artwork that are related to that Golden Era, whether it be music, movies, all kinds of entertainment. So be on the lookout for those as well too.
Yeah. Any more
Yeah.
questions for Bowden? He's a tremendous artist, and you should really go on his website and take a look at some of his work. And if you want a tattoo and you're out here in Southern California, he's the man, no doubt about it. Can you speak Italian? I understand more than I speak. Growing up, I understood Italian because my father spoke to me quite a bit. My grandparents didn't speak English, so I had to understand it. But since I moved out to California, very rarely do I see anybody that speaks Italian, so I don't use it that much. So I don't speak it. I can understand it more than I can speak it. He's currently on probation. The night before his probation officer came to check in on him, stole his mom's car. Oh, it seems like you're having a headache with this guy, Brian, with this young man. Again, hopefully he doesn't have to take a fall on his own before he learns. But the best thing to do is try to get somebody around him that can really talk to him, and let him understand that he's going in the wrong direction. He's going to suffer some consequences. And, sometimes they're not reversible. Hopefully he doesn't fall into that trap. It's tough. Are you familiar with Alberto Vargas' work? Do you know who he is?
Let's see.
Alberto Vargas.
Are you familiar with Alberto Vargas' work? No. Helen Coppin asked. No. Unfortunately, no. I don't know who Alberto Vargas is.
Okay.
Yeah.
People just asked, who is this? QW's Tristan, Tate, and Andrew. Why did they go through all the trouble when they could have just lived a good life? Well, look, there's two sides to every story. I know what the allegations are, but I've also had, personal conversation. Why don't you wait to the interview? I'm going to ask him some questions, and maybe once we post it, some of those answers will come about. I don't believe that the brothers were treated fairly at all. I think a lot of things were taken out of context. I don't think they're guilty of the crimes and the allegations that they're being charged with. That's my personal opinion from knowing what I know. And, it's up to you to decide. But we'll have that interview, and you can see, Andrew's been all over the internet. I told him he does get a little abrasive at times. That's his style. That's his way. He speaks, his mind. I told, what's his name? The guy from England. I can't think of his name. Pierce. I told Pierce Morgan. When I sat down with Pierce, I said, Pierce, you're interviewing Andrew. I mean, he controlled the room, and Andrew does that. He's very, he knows what he's talking about. He's very confident in what he has to say. And when you sit with him, you better be prepared, and Pierce is a professional. I enjoyed sitting with him. Thanks for your inspiration through tough times. I appreciate that. It was at Timothy. Thank you very much. Any more questions about the canvas? Anybody else going on at this point? Anybody been on the website? Let me know if you've been on the website and you like what you see. Let me know that, because again, whether we continue this and how much of these canvases we make available are really going to depend upon the demand for it. And right now, just from this short little live that we're doing here, I think the demand is going to be pretty high. So, but let us know. Please do let us know. Go on the website right now. Tell us what you think. Golden Era Collections with an S at the end.com.
And I just want to talk about a little bit about the process of me creating this painting as well too. This would have never came into existence if I had never met Michael, and and I want you guys to look at this painting more than just 52 mobsters, just on a canvas. I want you to, just observe and question the duality of humanity. And the reason why I put it in a church setting is because there's this juxtaposition of peace, of a place of worship, and then you have these mobsters in there that I want you to question. The themes of sin, forgiveness, and redemption. So this painting was in a great part inspired by Michael's story of renewal, of rebirth, of finding the light. And it just comes to show you that no matter how far you are into darkness and how entrenched you are in the life and where you are in life, you can always come out of it, with some positive attributes and, a great inspiration to the world. And so when I was making this painting, it was just, I was being enlightened and enriched, by the stories of each of these guys. And, some of them may bring, some dark feelings among you, but, overall it does have it's a great conversation piece, and you'll definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, and one of the things too that when I look at these men up there, some of them I knew very well, some of them were acquaintances, others I didn't know at all. They were before my time. But every one of them has a personal story. Every one of them has a family. People ask me quite often what I thought of The Sopranos as a television series. Well, listen, it was a groundbreaking series. All the great series that followed that really followed in the footsteps of Sopranos. And what I enjoyed about Sopranos the most was the family dynamic, the relationship that Tony had with his wife, the relationship Tony had with his kids, with his uncle, with his mother. And, that was fictionalized, but quite honestly, all the men on this canvas have a personal story. Most all of them had families. Most all of them went through hardship. And listen, I know what you're saying. Well, Michael, these were bad guys. You know what? Not all of them were bad guys. I really mean that. Why do good people do bad things sometimes? And I'm not trying to justify anything that went on in that life. Look, I don't do that. I don't make excuses for it. We did some bad things, yes, but why do good people do bad things? And even in everyday life, sometimes you could be a good person that could do something wrong. You do something sinful, do something bad. It doesn't make you bad because you've done a bad thing in your life. And there's redemption, and people can be, transformed in their lives. They can do something better. And I hope the stories that I tell about these men, I'm not going to tell about how many people they killed and all that. You've heard all of that. You can go on, you can look at all of that. That's what the media wants to highlight. That's the story they want to tell. They don't want to tell the backstory of some of these people. So many of these young people, I've asked them, what attracted you to the life? I get it, because I was attracted to the life at some point. Look, you guys had all the money. You had all the power. You had the women. You had the nice car. You dressed up great. You take some of these young kids growing up in Brooklyn or some of these inner cities, they see that, and that's the aura of success for them. They don't really understand what it's all about, But again, there's a lot of personal stories behind all of the men on this canvas. And I'm going to tell them as best I could, because there's some insight that I have that obviously some of you don't have, most of you don't. And I want to tell that. So every one of them has a personal story. And once I tell it, you'll be able to tell it to people that come and see the canvas, the artwork, and I guarantee you're going to have a lot to tell with this, people. You're going to enjoy it. It's not only something you just hang on the wall and walk away from. It's something you hang on the wall, and there's history up there. And you got 51 people up there. And it, myself makes it 52. But you got 52 people up there that you can tell a story about to whoever comes over the house. So I'm not trying to be a salesman. I'm just trying to tell you this is the reality of it. And that's what's so beautiful about what Bowden has created.
Yeah, well, as an artist, sometimes we have a tendency to create controversial art, and by no means are we glorifying the life or are we promoting, the mafia lifestyle and the things that come with it. But I feel like it's my duty as an artist to document this in art form. So in historical context, it does provide you with some form of visual information. And as an artist, I just feel like it's my duty to do this, and it's not by chance that we met. I feel like this is all God's work, and it's all divine intervention on how we came about to create this. Because like he mentioned, I had this on the back burner for a long time, and I didn't plan on making this piece until I met him. And when he gave me the blessing to do so, we're here today.
Yeah, and we want to make it clear we didn't do this to glorify the life in any way. But look, Cosa Nostra in this country is part of the history of this country.
Mm-hmm.
You need to understand something. I always say the golden years, the golden era of that life was really, from the 40s when Luciano finally made the commission and really organized Cosa Nostra into what we know it to be today, Cosa Nostra. Before that, it was kind of a bunch of gangs just kind of running around in different ways, Italian gangs, obviously, but they didn't have they weren't centralized. Well, in the late 40s, when the commission was formed and the families were delegated, then it became a real organized crime group of families. And you got to understand the influence and the power that we wielded during that time. When I say we, because I was part of it back then. We control the unions in this country. When you control the unions, in large part, you control America. That's why presidential candidates look to ingratiate themselves with the unions. Why? Well, it's very simple. Votes. The Teamsters Union has 2.5 million people, members. That's 2.5 million votes. They also have huge, huge pension funds. They can make donations to politicians. So, you control the unions in a big way. You control politics in this country. We also had strength right into the White House. Trust me on that. I talked about the Kennedy assassination. Trust me when I tell you, this was a mob-related hit. The CIA worked with the mob on this. And if these classified documents are ever released and they're honest, okay, you're going to see that there was involvement in that. No question about it. Jack Ruby was an affiliate, an associate in Chicago, first of Al Capone and then the Chicago crew. He didn't just come out of nowhere to kill Oswald. That was designed. It was designed, but the government doesn't want you to know that, a sitting president was able to be assassinated by the mafia. Come on. They don't want you to know that. So they're going to cover it up. They cover a lot of things up, but I'm trying to get to the point. We wielded a lot of power. And the men in this canvas are the men that wielded that power. And that's why they're in there. There's a lot more people that were involved in the life, but these are the most prominent men. And when Bowden asked me for that, that's what I delivered to him. And of course, it could be subjective. Somebody could say, well, this guy should have been on it, or maybe that guy shouldn't have been. Well, from my experience and the knowledge that I have, these are the people that I selected. And I think you're going to agree with most of them. I really mean that. Obviously, listen, I was in a market, not too long ago, and I go over to the magazine shelf and there's Al Capone on the front cover. So I pick up the magazine. Well, the entire magazine was about Al Capone. Now, this is, how many years after his death? How many years after his death? An entire magazine about Al Capone. And it's not the first one. It's probably the 1,000th magazine about him. So when they're writing about somebody like that, this is a part of history. Mm-hmm. Prohibition. Do you realize the influence that Capone and all of his associates he had during Prohibition? Bowden, I say this all the time. It was the government that made the mafia strong, because in Prohibition, the government figured out, the mafia figured out how to make money, and they became wealthy. Yeah. And it was that money that catapulted them into other things, without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, the government also relied on the mafia's intel as well, too. Now,
no question.
When I started this painting, I probably only knew about 10 of these guys. Okay. So every time I did, so I would spend about 5 hours on each character, 5 to 10 hours. And every time I worked on a character, I would put on the documentary. And I learned so much on how they were interweaved in American history, and it goes back even before the JFK assassination. You had, I believe it was Albert Anastasia and about three other guys who were hired to put a hit on Fidel Castro. You had Lucky Luciano, who they consulted with, with World War II.
Absolutely. Lucky Luciano helped the Allies in the war effort in World War II, without a doubt. I mean, it helped him get out of prison too, but they made a deal with him, and that was negotiated by Meyer Lansky. So even the CIA, the government came to us, and Ryan just made a good point. Ryan, thank you for being so active on this. I appreciate it. He said a friend of his that went to prison was influenced by Scarface, probably the movie. And then he became a Christian. He found Christ inside prison. So, it's had a very, very powerful influence. I can't tell you how many young people, told me they loved the movie Goodfellas. They loved Godfather. They loved Donnie Brasco. They were highly influenced by it. And these were real people in many of these movies. So again, we're not trying to glorify the life, but it is part of history. Yeah. It absolutely is part of history. These are historical figures. There's no doubt about it. And people, I can tell you this, we're going to go about another 10 minutes. So anybody looking to get a signed and autographed one by me, you got 10 minutes to do it.
Yeah, we can go on forever.
Yeah, we can go on forever because I see the questions and I appreciated that. But how many more are going to jump aboard and have my signature on it? Anybody else? I'll tell you what else. Okay, if you come aboard now and you get my signature, I'm going to sign a bottle of wine for you and I'm going to send you that also. Okay, Ryan, you get one for being the first. Okay, but anybody else from this point, if you come on right now, I'll sign a bottle of my wine. Enjoy it.
We're going to do one for Brian right now. We're going to do one live for Brian Bergonio. And which one did we have here? Yeah, I think it was this one.
Yeah, and I'll also, for you people, I'm going to sign this certificate of authenticity. Is great. It really is. It lists all the guys and it tells you what it's about. I'll sign this also, people. So if the signature means something for you, you'll have it. What are you looking for? Oh, we're going to sign it right now. Yeah, let's do it.
So it's got a bit of the protective wrap around it. So we're going to try to keep it in mint condition.
Okay, now you're the artist, so I'm going to ask you where you recommend that I sign it.
We're going to sign it right by you. And, and I made some space here intentionally because I knew we were going to have to do this someday. So I'll start off with my signature. And this is for, let's see here.
This is for Ryan, right?
Brian.
B-R-Y-A-N or B-R-I?
B-R-Y-A-N. All right. So I'm signed down there. You can just sign above my name.
Excellent. And I should do that.
Yeah, I'll hold it up. Oh, you want to sign it back?
You know what? Let's, if we can put it down like this. Guys, we're doing this for you, Brian. Let's lean it on there. Yeah, I can do it this way. I get it right. There we go. Okay. Okay, we want to do it to Brian, right? Is it B-R-I-A-N?
B-R-Y-A-N.
B-R-Y-A-N.
Yeah.
And I'd like to put under it, Brian, if you're okay, number one, meaning you're the first.
Brian,
number
you
one.
Got one of a few. Many.
You got it. All right, Brian, this is yours. Let me show you.
All right.
I don't know how well you can see it there, but trust me, it's on it right there in the corner. Okay, to Brian, number one, Michael Franzese, and Bowden. You got it, my friend.
There you go.
And Brian, you got a bottle of wine too, signed by me. And anybody else that buys one right now, you got a bottle of wine. Okay, nice. Thank you, brother. You're awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. Little pressure washing. Any specific memories from the blackout in 1977? Oh, yeah. That was crazy, man. Everything went dark back then. That was during the same time as Son of Sam was running around. So there's a lot of chaos going on in New York. But yeah, I remember that well, 1977. It was dark for like a full day. I think it was 25, 26 hours. Everything went blank. You don't ever suspect that anything like that can happen. But let me tell you something, people. What I'm worried about a cyber attack like that, where God forbid our water supply is hurt or our electricity or our power grids are knocked out, that's tough. That's we got to hope that that never happens. Okay, let me see. How do you buy the painting? Right here. GoldenEraCollections.com. Collections with an S at the end. No spaces, no dots, just www.goldeneracollections.com. Go on right now. You got a signed canvas and you got a signed bottle of wine. Excuse me.
Salud, Uncle Mike.
Salud. And by the way, the Uncle Mike is respectful. My partner in the wine business, Sam, some of you know him. He calls me Mr. Mike, calls my wife Miss Cammy, and Bowden is very respectful, calls me Uncle Mike. I'm old enough to be his uncle, so it's a sign of respect. I got to tell you, some people, a lot of respect has been lost in a great way. One thing we did have in that life, we were respectful of people. We addressed them the right way. We look straight in their eyes when we talk to them. It's only if somebody, the way we always lived our life is you start out with 1,000%. We respect you. You only lose it from there, and you lose it from your own behavior. But we try to respect everybody, and it's a policy that people have lost today. So many of these young kids, they don't look you in the eye when they talk to you. They don't even want to get on a phone call anymore. They want to do everything by text or social media. I don't know how we reverse it, because social media is such a prominent thing. We're never going to get rid of it now. But, it's good. The benefits of social media are many, but there's many things that are just not good about it. And I don't know where we go from here. But speaking of that, Michael, is the movie Summer of Sam, about Italian Cosa Nostra block watches and bounties to catch Berkowitz. I don't remember the movie that much. I haven't watched it in a while, but I said this during my interview. There was a time in Queens when we heard that David was in the area, and I actually sent out some guys from my crew. We were looking for him, and we didn't get him, obviously, but we did hear that he was around that night. He didn't, commit a murder that night, but he was around in that area. Yeah, I mean, the NYPD came to us and they said, listen, we want your help. If you can find this guy, we want your help. We weren't enemies of the cops back then. Some of them were friends, some of them were neighbors, some of them were relatives of ours, so when they wanted our help, they came to us, and said, hey, can you help us find this guy? Because we had pretty good intelligence on the streets. The internet made the coolest thing to be able to interact with history like this. Yeah, you're right. There's some real advantages of the internet, no doubt about it.
And we want to give a shout out to Lot Di Benedetto, which is another order that just came in for a signed Franzese canvas.
Excellent. What's the name? Lot is the first.
Lot Di Benedetto, I think.
Di Benedetto. Yeah.
Tell me,
good
huh?
Italian
Yeah,
brother.
all
Yes.
right.
My paisan. Thank you very much,
Right.
Lot. You got a signed canvas and a signed bottle of wine. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you like Malbec or you like Pinot Noir. I'm going to send you the Malbec. I think you'll enjoy that. Yeah. And you got a bottle of wine on me. I hope you enjoy it with your family, your friends, whoever you want to open the bottle with. But thank you very much. I appreciate that. We got about 5 more minutes, so this is your last chance on this live that we're doing. So if anybody else is out there wants to get a canvas, now's the time. And I said I'd answer the question, so I'll keep going. How large was your crew at its zenith? I had about 300 guys under me at one point. A lot of them were related to gas because we were doing so many things. But my intimate crew, my guys at that time were around 20 guys. And, that was sizable. And 15 of them were very, very close to me at the time. Admire you, Michael. Wish more of us will. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But there's a lot of good people out there. Would John Gotti have a YouTube channel if around today? I doubt it. No. Look, John was an old timer. Like my father, they had different views, different values. Look, if I was in their life, I wouldn't have even thought of being on YouTube. For what? I mean, you would be saying things. What are you going to say? You couldn't admit that you were part of the life. You couldn't talk about anybody in the life. If I went on YouTube, I'd have to talk about something I don't know anything about, So it wouldn't make sense. No, we'd never be allowed on it. Ryan, you're back. You're great, Ryan. Michael, I have to go. Thank you for answering my questions. God bless you and your family. God bless you and your family. Bodie, no, it's Bowden, but that's okay.
I've been called Bodie before, so that's fine.
Ryan, thank you very much,
Thank
man.
you,
I
Ryan.
really, really appreciate all your support. And I hope you enjoy the canvas. I hope you enjoy the bottle of wine.
Yes.
And thank you for being number one. I'm not going to forget your name now. Ryan Brown, number one. First guy to buy the canvas. Thank you. And have a good rest of your night, my friend. I love listening to your history on the mob. Thank you very much. Any questions? Any questions? A lot of nice statements. Thank you so much. Old school mentality is missed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe it was about the story of the humans on Earth. Oh, you're not kidding. Normac, thanks for all the information. I'm a retired Teamster. It was a great job. Yeah. Well, Teamsters had it going on for a while. It was a good job. It was a good union. No question about it. Any stories on Jimmy Coonan? I like Jimmy very much. Unfortunately, he's doing a lot of time. He was a really tough guy, but honorable guy in my view. I liked him. Sad what happened with him, but the Westies were a tough bunch. No question about it. They were a tough crew. I don't know if anybody saw my video from today. Actually, it posted today. I spoke with a young man. What's his name? Jimmy. Oh my God, McBratton. And he's got an incredible story. I'm not going to give it away. You can go on YouTube and watch it at this point. We sat down yesterday, and I really enjoyed it, and people are really responding to it. So here's a guy that came out of a very, very tough situation and really has turned his life around and is doing a lot of good for people. So go on to YouTube and watch it and watch his story. It's great. When will your wine be coming to Texas? Good question. On Monday, the 29th, we have a phone call. They have all our samples with a major distributor in Texas and Florida. And if they take us on, I would say that we'll be there within the next 90 days. Everybody that we have sat with so far in the industry has taken us on. We had a very good initial conversation. So I believe that can be happening shortly. Laughing Links, thanks for answering my question, Michael. Love the content. Hope to see you in Glasgow. Absolutely. I'll be there in May. And look forward to meeting you. Make sure you come up to me, okay? Let me know that you're on this live. Keep me in mind for a role if you ever get back into a movie. We are getting back into a movie. People, I will guarantee you, certainly by the end of the year, you're going to hear a big announcement about the film based upon my life. I'm very excited as to where it is now. There was a slowdown, obviously, during the pandemic and then during the strikes that we had in the industry, but it's picked up steam now. I'm going to be with them tomorrow, actually. And you're going to be getting an announcement about that pretty soon, but I'm excited about it. What I've read so far, I'm really pleased with, and the production company behind it is A1. So we're going to see. It's wonderful to see you, Bowden and Michael. I'd really like to follow you on Instagram. Be our guest. You're on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, follow us. We'd love to have you.
Salud, Uncle Mike. And
Salud.
One last shout out to Frank Kosick for another Franzese signed canvas.
Frank, you got a shout
Frank
out,
Cosa.
and we got a drink to you too.
Yeah.
Salute to
Salud,
Frank.
salud,
Salute
Frank.
to all the people that have
Yeah.
bought tonight. Thank you very much. And listen, for those of you who bought, interact with us. Jump on and let us know. Hey, it is a conversation piece. We are talking about it. People are enjoying it. We want to know that. Again, this is not just something you hang on the wall. I guarantee people are going to come in and say, "What the heck is that?" And you're going to start talking about it. They're going to say, "Really? Is that so-and-so? And is that so-and-so? And hey, I see Al Capone, and there's John Gotti." People are going to say this. I'm telling you, it's going to be conversation around the, cocktails, around the dinner table, whatever it might be. You're going to enjoy it. It happens with me, and I'm part of the life, or I was at one time. Okay, Smoke Dog. Smoke Dog sends his regards from Oceanside, California, my neighbor. Do you have any stories with the California's Mexican mafia? I have some prison stories about them. I did a lot of time with guys because I did time out in California. I met a lot of guys that became friends in there. So maybe I'll do some YouTube about that. A couple of guys that I met that were pretty good guys. So we'll see. But thank you for that question. Michael, I hope you don't mind me using your videos for my mafia history streams. Love you. No, well, my videos are up there. Use them. YouTube, I don't care. Anybody can use them. Make shorts out of them. Do whatever you want. I have no problem with that. Once they're up there for all of you to enjoy in any which way you want to enjoy them. How do you feel about the Teamsters in this era? It's not like it was before. Unions have been just different, man. They're far too political right now. And I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to get into a long diatribe about that because, man, I can get carried away. Is Andrew Tate biggest evidence of his podcast self-incriminating? I don't think so. I don't watch all of his podcasts, but I don't think it's self-incriminating. Again, remember, evidence for a criminal charge is a lot different than things that you're seeing, that he might be saying on social media. Don't put both of them together, please. Please don't do that. And some people are doing that. Andrew has a certain persona. What he does on social media is not a crime. You're charging him with things that's different. So please understand that. Nikki Scarfo stories. Yeah, I love Nikki. Nikki and I got along. We were going to unionize, some of the hotels in Atlantic City for the security guards. I had the security guard union. Nikki and I were going to do this together, but we both got in trouble and it never got off the ground. Michael, I just came across your channel a week ago. I've been hooked since. I'm glad. Thank you very much. And who said that? Debbie, right? Yes, Debbie's Kitchen. Okay, we got 5 more minutes. A real 5 minutes. Anybody else?
Hey guys, we're making a toast to every sales that comes in, right? And at this rate, I might have to catch an Uber or pass out in Michael's backyard. Okay, so I want to give another shout out to Fernando Sandoval. Just came in for another one of Michael's signature.
Okay, you got it. Sandoval, this is a toast to you.
Sandoval.
Salud.
Salud.
And again, a salute to all of you that have purchased tonight.
Mm.
Oh, let me drink.
Oh, this person has a good question about the Mob Museum. Where's it? I just saw it. So,
The Mob Museum did
let's see. Hold on.
Can we go back?
Let's see. I know I saw it somewhere. Oh, will Bowden donate one to the Mob Museum? I can see it on display. We were talking about.
Well, I'm very good friends with the management over at the Mob Museum. I've spoken there a couple of times. Obviously, I'm on the wall there when you walk in, so I know them very well. That might be a good idea to give it to them and maybe even put it in their gift shop. I don't know. Maybe they'll want to hang it somewhere. I'm sure they'll love it. They'll love the piece. So I'll speak to Jonathan. Jonathan Ullman is the guy that manages that. He's in charge there. So I'll talk to Jonathan about it. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, and this Mob Museum is located in Las Vegas.
In Vegas, yes, in Vegas. And by the way, if you ever go to Vegas and you want to see the museum, it's amazing. Okay, they've done a terrific job there, really. They actually have a speakeasy there also. They actually have a courtroom where the Kefauver Committee hearings were held, way back when in the 50s. So if you're ever there, please go and view it. You're going to like it. You can spend a couple hours there. You'll enjoy it. Grew up in Long Island. Shout out from Eddie in New Mexico. I hope to meet you one day. I hope to meet you too, my friend. I love Long Island. I grew up there. From Brooklyn, we went out to Long Island and have great memories. Did you ever run into the serial killer hitman Richard Kuklinski?
Yeah, I just watched the Iceman last night.
Yeah.
Too.
Did you watch it?
I watched it last night.
No, I never did. And I will tell you this, the movie about that was really blown out of proportion. He wasn't a prominent figure with Roy DeMeo like they say he was. Roy might have used him, once or twice, but they made him a centerpiece of the DeMeo crew. That wasn't true. I can tell you that for a fact. Can you make a toast to Jesus? Absolutely. This is a toast to Jesus, our Lord and Savior. Absolutely.
Look at that. Yeah. Don't put the glass down yet because we have another shout out.
Oh boy, we're getting low on wine.
Gabriel Porras Jr.
Gabriel, shout out to you and a toast to you, my friend.
Yes.
You got a signed canvas and a bottle of Franzese wine. And please let me know if you enjoy the wine. I know you're going to like it, but let me know if you enjoyed it. It always feels good to hear that. I've been getting so many messages from people in Chicago because we opened up in Mariano's. They have 97 stores there. People have been going in, buying it, and loving it, and toasting me and everything else. Yeah, I'll take a little bit more. Yeah, the Malbec is good.
Well, you know what? I can't pour it that
way.
way.
No, you can't pour it that way.
Because, there's you want to tell them about the hand signal on how you pour?
Okay, let me have the bottle. All right, people, I'm giving you some inside information now. Yeah. Whenever we were sitting down in a mob sit down, right, we had a lot of made guys there, but maybe a couple of guys come to the table, they sit down, or maybe as we're talking, we recognize something about somebody that we just don't like or that we're questioning. So here's what we would do. And all the made guys were aware with this. I would get up, I'm saying it's me at this point, I'd start pouring wine. Well, how do you pour wine? You pour it this way, right? When I got to the guy that I was questioning or that was making me uncomfortable, there was a reason, something I didn't like. When I got to his glass, I'd go like this. I'd pour it the opposite way. And everybody would be aware of it at the table, okay? And then all conversation would stop, anything that might be incriminating, okay? That's how we did it. We didn't telegraph things. We didn't signal things through, we had our own way of communicating to make sure that nobody else was picking that up. So, and it was very effective. And I was at tables when that was done at times. Trust me. We tried. Part of the problem, one of the reasons my former life got in so much trouble, we didn't keep up with technology. We didn't understand. We didn't realize. I've seen people with bugging devices that had something in their baseball cap that it was this big. You couldn't even see it. So people talk out of turn, they talk out of school, they don't realize they're being taped, and boom, before you know it, they got a case. It was terrible. We didn't keep up with the technology. I mean, even John Gotti, salute. Yeah. John didn't realize, that many of the things that he said that people got angry with, and he gave up. He didn't give up anything. He didn't know he was being recorded. He didn't know that there was bugs, in the Ravenite. He didn't know this. So you can't say, well, John, everybody does that. We all sit down when we think we're comfortable in our own spots and we talk, but again, the government, they just were one step ahead at certain times. And that was part of the downfall.
Well, it may not be to that extreme, but if you guys ever go out on group dinners and there's always that one person who doesn't like to contribute to the bill, you guys can apply
That's right.
this, to that,
Remember that secret.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Let me see. For some reason, it's not moving. Oh, there we go. Is that right? Are you going to sell prints? Do you plan to do a sit down with your daughters again, or all of your kids? I am going to do a sit down with my daughters. I've had a lot of requests for that. It's a question of getting them all together. One of my daughters is in Portugal right now. She got there today. She's visiting. My other daughter's here, but we will get them for sure, 100%. And are we ever going to do this in prints?
Prints as in, you
I
mean
don't
smaller
think so.
prints?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at the scale that we have it at, because there's so many characters in this painting, anything smaller than this would do it no justice. So the reason why we have it at 40 by 30 is because it's a replica of the original painting, which is 40 by 30 as well too. And like I said, it's a striking resemblance of the original. So it feels as if you have the original Art of Him piece on there, and some people were asking about where you can get it from.
Again,
which is
www.goldeneracollections with an S at the end.com. goldeneracollections.com, because this is the golden era of Cosa Nostra in this country. That's what this represents. And let me see, one or two more, and then we're going to have to call it a night. What do you think about the Portuguese? Also, did you know any Angelos? No, I did not. And Portuguese, I have no comment on that, really. Did the New York Mafia ever deal with any Australian Mafia when you were a member? No, not really. The Calabres were pretty big, and are pretty big, I should say, in Australia. We didn't have much interaction with them. Do you recommend Don Pepe's restaurant? I do. Not bad. Yeah, I think so. Michael, you, what else? Would really love to see more interviews with serial killers. Well, I'm not going to make a habit out of it. It was, David Berkowitz was one thing. I mean, he's changed his life, man. The guy is a different person. But listen, if there's a different today, I don't know what people are going to think about this, but before we did this YouTube live, I sat down via Zoom with Vivek Ramaswamy. We had a very nice 40-minute conversation. I'll be posting that on YouTube and on Rumble in the next few days. And it was a very good conversation. And we talked about issues that are important to every one of us on this live, myself and all of you included. Very, very important. So I hope you tune in. Michael, hope all is well. This is from Aneurysm Fund. Oh, that's not fun, but hey, Michael, hope all is well on your end. Just wondering if you've ever seen the movie Miller's Crossing. In my opinion, one of the most underrated mom films of all time. I did see Miller's Crossing. I actually did a review of the movie on my channel probably a year and a half or 2 years ago. But if you could scroll down, you'll find it on there and you'll see. You're right. It was an excellent movie. Well acted, just a great story. Very well done. Is the fingerprint on your logo for the wine your actual thumbprint? Absolutely. That is my thumbprint. Got me a little bit nervous. There it is. That is my thumbprint. Yeah, I've had my thumbprint taken probably about 25 or 30 times. But yeah, that is my thumbprint. And that's kind of my trademark. It's going to be on everything that I have, not this canvas. I don't want to put it on something like that, but on all of our clothing. It's going to be on our bottles of wine. It's on my books. It's everywhere. That's kind of the Michael Franzese brand, and it's really caught on. One of my publishers thought of it. It wasn't my idea, I have to be honest, but people saw it and said, hey, that should be your trademark. And so that's what it is. And yes, it is my signature. Don't try to duplicate it and then commit a crime, please. Don't do that. You get me in trouble. Okay, the law in New York, New Jersey is a very nice place. I'm going to be in New Jersey. I forget the town on the, let me see, what is it? On the, I think the 30th, the 31st, no, it's going to be in May. Yeah, May 31st and June 1st. I'll be promoting it on my, I should say, making you aware of it on all my social media platforms. I'm going to be there for a big wine tasting event. We're launching our wine. And also I'm doing a ticketed event one night. Very good people. Anybody else?
I'm sorry?
Oh, are we good? I thought we were going to make
Oh,
another
no,
announcement.
no. Oh, no.
Okay, people, we're going to wrap this up. Any last minute questions or anything that you have to say? I want to thank all of you for taking the time to spend with us. A real shout out and thank you for every one of you that have purchased tonight. I hope you get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I hope it becomes the conversation piece we expect it to be. And like I said, if this continues to go the way we see it going tonight, I mean, this is terrific. There seems to be interest here. We're going to be introducing some new projects. I want you to see this again because this was a total surprise, but this is so unique.
Let's remove the protective cover so that there's no glare.
Yeah. I mean, look at the labels. I mean, these are absolutely amazing. I mean, it's that canvas on this label. It's beautiful. It really is. I don't know if you're going to want to open this bottle, but you can open it and drink it and just save the bottle. It's amazing. And of course, this is a gift package that we're going to be offering at some point in time. It's got me on the back. My face is everywhere now. Thank God the only place I don't want it to be is on a wanted poster. So it's not there. But this is really beautiful, Bowden. It was a great gift that he graced me with. So it was terrific.
And it was handmade. And, maybe we will offer it exclusively, made by these, blessed hands.
Yes.
So,
And please go on Bowden's website. He does have other items that he's created, and maybe he can even create something personal for you. I don't want to put him on the spot, but if you need an artist and you want something done, this is the man to do it. He's extremely talented, and believe me, I wouldn't be sitting with him if I didn't see his work and admire it and know that I didn't know what to expect with this, but I just knew it was going to be unique and beautiful, and he went over and above my expectations on this. I really mean it. All right, people, I think it's time to wrap up, so I want to thank everybody very, very much. You can continue to go on to the website. You can buy this. Please tell your friends about it. Make them aware. Like I said, I will be showing it on my YouTube and Rumble channels. We're going to have the link to be able to purchase this and maybe other products as we move along. It'll be listed on the social media sites, but jump on. And you can order it in different ways. There's different payment options on it, like we said, and we really want you to enjoy it. So that's it, Golden Era Collections. We got one more minute. Anybody going to jump on and buy and get my signature and get a bottle of wine? I'll tell you what, next person that comes on, you get 2 bottles of wine.
Oh,
how's that? Sign.
That's an offer you can't refuse right there.
60 seconds. Anybody jump on? Great, guys. God bless you all. Thank you very much. That's the farewell that we want to hear all the time. God bless you. We accept all blessings all the time. I accept prayer all the time from anyone.
Yeah, thank you all.
2 bottles of wine. Let's go. You got it. That's from Prisoner. 2 bottles of wine. Do I see you yet?
Let's see what we got here.
As we on Golden Era as we speak, that's Joshua Soto. Croce is that. Okay, well, let's see if you make a decision before we close down. Okay, we're on the clock here right now. Do I ever disapprove of some of Andrew Tate's opinions? Listen, we don't conform to the same ideology on everything. I'm sure Andrew has some disagreements with my point of view. I have some with his, but basically, we think alike. He wants men to be men. I want men to be men. Believe it or not, you see a lot of stuff on social media. He does respect and regard women in the right way. And I've heard that from the women. There's no question about it. So don't believe everything that you hear. Don't believe a comment on social media is always indicative of the way the man, conducts himself and conducts his lifestyle. Trust me. Don't judge everybody by social media. It's not the way to go. And I'm saying this again. I don't believe the charges at all that have been lodged against either Andrew or Tristan. Okay, we got about 30 seconds. Anybody else? Bobby Burkett. Michael, can you do a mob movie Monday? Okay. Anybody else? We're down to less than 30 seconds. Never done anything like this before, Bowden, but man, what a great response.
What a great turnout. Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you for responding this way because we weren't sure, again, we've got so many requests and inquiries about it, but when it comes to actually putting up your credit card, are people going to buy? And, we see that there is great interest in this and we expected it to be. So, thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess
how do you always leave them, Michael?
I always leave you the same way, and it's never going to change. Doesn't matter if it's on this platform, on Rumble, no matter where. I always leave you the same way. So from me and my good friend and partner, Bowden, I want to say this. Be safe. And ladies, if any of you on there, I really mean that. Be safe. Watch your surroundings. Don't underestimate people. Don't take things for granted, whether you're in a parking lot or a store. Have eyes behind your head. Think about things. Carry some pepper spray. Please protect yourself, ladies. Okay, so be safe, be healthy. We only got one life to live. You may as well get the most out of it. Take care of yourself. It's important. Be safe, be healthy. I really mean this when I say it, and I know Bowden does too. We don't just make this statement. God bless each and every one of you, all those that have followed us and supported us, all those of you that are supporting this effort tonight. Thank you very much. Be safe, be healthy. God bless each and every one of you, your family and your loved ones. And yes, we will see you next time.
Amen.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Take care, everybody.
All right.
God bless. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.
There we go.